Hello nerds and nerdettes! Today we have the video that you all know, we all love, and quite frankly is probably my favorite video to record for you guys, and that is the end of the month haul. We're just getting past Halloween at the recording of this video, so nothing better to celebrate the end of the month than a giant stack of books. With Comic-Con and other deals in some of my other Facebook groups, I have a very heavy haul for you guys, and right to my left, you can probably see a little bit of it on screen, is a giant mountain of books. As far as getting through the stack, we're going to start with manga, work our way into indie titles because I am trying to get more indie titles into the library, and then we'll finish off with the big two. But with that being said, we can go ahead and start with manga. First book that we're going to go over is going to be Fist of the North Star Volume 6. I'm not going to touch on it too much because I did cover it in my Comic-Con video. I did pick it up while attending, and I am slowly collecting this series overall. It's a great series, kind of the same genre as Berserk or anything else that's very edgy, dark, and bloody and gruesome. So I'm happy to add it into the library and continue to collect it. Next up, we have The Girl from the Other Side, Deluxe Edition Volume 2. If you guys remember from, I think, my last haul, maybe 2 hauls ago, this was one of my most anticipated manga releases. Absolutely beautiful book. I'm waiting to get in that 3rd volume to actually start it, just because I know it's going to be something I'm going to love, and I'm going to want to binge it all at once. But I am super excited to get this Volume 2 out, and I just can't wait to get all 3 volumes on the shelf, side by side, with that gold lettering, black spines. I just can't wait. But we can move on to the next book. Next up, we have a little bit of a different title as far as my collection goes. This is going to be my first romance slash slice of life, I guess, story, and that is A Silent Voice. I've heard it is a great romance style story or shoujo style story, and it's going to be my first, so I'm super excited to actually get it and be able to absorb the content. There is a 2nd volume in these beautiful oversized perfect editions, I believe, complete collector's edition, I'm sorry. So I am waiting on that 2nd volume to come in so I can get them together and actually fully read it. I've heard nothing but good things. I've heard that it's a tearjerker and a life-changing title, so I'm super pumped to actually get it in, and I'm even more pumped that they actually put it in an oversized format. That wraps up manga. Now the indie titles. We have The Witcher, the library editions by Dark Horse. Absolutely love the Witcher world, love the Witcher characters, love Geralt, love the games, love the books, love the show. So of course I had to pick up the comic. The Volume 2 library edition I think just recently came out. So with that coming out and this being something Witcher I haven't experienced, I had to pick it up and kind of prepare to get that 2nd volume in. But I'm happy to have it into the library, and I'm probably going to be cracking this baby open soon because I am going through the books currently on audiobook. So I definitely want to get a little bit more of a visual Witcher fix that isn't the show or video games. Next up, we have Volumes 1 and 2 by Low, by Rick Remender, in these beautiful oversized library Remender editions, whatever you'd want to call it. Anything he puts out is in this oversized format for anyone that did not know. I have not read Low. I've heard very mixed opinions. I feel like the take or the takeaway of the story is very divisive. You have a lot of people that love it and you have a lot of people that don't, but the premise of the story is the sun is pretty much turning into a red giant or an orange giant, causing Earth to become extremely hot, causing humanity to then move to the bottom of the ocean and start its own society underwater pretty much. That's kind of the synopsis briefly. I definitely want to get in and kind of formulate my own opinion on the story itself because, like I said, it is very divisive and I have a very different view as towards things that are liked or disliked, so I want to actually read it and decide for myself. You can definitely expect a review on low, just because I want to put my opinion out there for those that have similar tastes like mine. But with that being said, we can move to even more indie titles. Next up, we have the book that we all were waiting for, hunting down. That is Seven to Eternity by Rick Remender, published by Image. Again, massive book, guys. Rick Remender really knows how to get the best possible books out as far as the format. And also, if you guys can't tell, let me make sure you guys can. For 60 bucks, the size of this book and the thickness, the amount of content you get, this is a must-need for anyone that is a Remender fan, and definitely a must-need for anyone that's looking to dive into somewhat modern comics. But that's Seven to Eternity, so we can go ahead and move to Marvel, which will be our first of the big two. Next book you probably saw also on my Comic-Con video, which is Deadpool the Minibus Volume 0. This is the last volume that I needed to complete my set of Deadpool minibuses. There's 4 in total. You have 0, 1, 2, and 3. This is Volume 0. This is the last bit of Deadpool content that I really want in my collection, minus possibly Cable Deadpool Omnibus. I might want that, but I'm happy to have my kind of bundle finished, my series finished, whatever you'd want to call it, and kind of be done with Deadpool until the possible future. Next up for Marvel, we have the New Mutants Volume 2, the Omnibus. I already had Volume 1. I just needed to finish kind of that set and get Volume 2 in. I sold it for a very, very, very reasonable price, especially for the amount of content and the original cover price goes. So I had to act on it and actually get it in. I'm happy to not be stuck with a Volume 1 and not able to track down a Volume 2 for yet another series. So I am extremely excited to have it in, so I don't need to be worrying about that in the back of my head. Next up, moving to DC, yet another book I got at Comic-Con, probably saw it in my video, Dark Knights of Steel Volume 1, Tom Taylor doing another one of his Elseworld style stories. Superman crash landing in the medieval era Earth, kind of taking up swords and armor with different medieval style versions of our heroes and villains. Love his take on Elseworld style stories, and I'm extremely happy to get this in and actually experience it. This is somewhat of a recent series that came out, and because I haven't been collecting single issues really, I'm happy to actually get the hardcover in so I can actually read it. Next up, I'm sure some of you probably saw this potentially coming if you're in tune with the comic book sales world. I did act on the in-stock trades crazy price that they had this omnibus for. They were selling this for $18. That price for any omnibus, of course I'm going to buy it. This was not one that I necessarily wanted or needed, but I do love Superman. He's my favorite DC hero, and I do love Batman, so why not? It's also somewhat of, again, a Elseworld style story where Superman and Batman age as time goes on, and they pass the mantle to multiple generations far into the future. So it's definitely something that I may like. I've heard it's a little bit dated, but I'm not necessarily against that. But for $18, I would practically buy anything, so I'm happy to get it in for the price that I got it. Next up, we have The Flash by Jeff Johns, omnibuses 1 through 3. We're gonna peel this down so I don't have to peer over it like a fence. Love Jeff Johns. If you guys have watched any of my shorts or follow me on social medias, he is my favorite writer, at least as far as DC goes. He doesn't really venture out all that much, and his take on Flash is absolutely amazing. It is a breathtaking run as far as the character goes, only really to be rivaled by Mark Waid's run. I would not say it's as good as his Green Lantern run, of course not. That is literally perfect, but it is an amazing run, and it's an amazing addition to the character of Flash, and I'm extremely happy to get all 3 of these volumes for an extremely reasonable price. I can finally add some Flash to my collection, so I can finally get that Flash fix that I've been having for so long. Next up, yet another 3-volume set, and that is Batman by Grant Morrison, volumes 1 through 3. Peel back the fence once again. A great title, a great series that was going on before New 52, and I think it stepped into New 52 a little bit, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm sure you guys will let me know down in the comments. I'm super happy to get the 3-volume set for, again, a super reasonable price. It's not the 3-volume set that I wish it was, wink wink, Nightfall, but it's some Batman in the collection. I've had so many questions as far as the amount of Batman in my collection overall. These are my first Batman Omnis, and I'm happy to actually finally have some of that character, just like the Flash, in the collection for that fix. I do want a lot more Batman stuff, but I don't always act on it just because I don't see his Omnis ever really going out of print or not being reprinted again due to popularity. But again, these 3 volumes, for the price that they were being sold, I had to act on it just so I can finally get some Batman in the collection. And that wraps up today's video for this month's haul. I absolutely love filming that video. I love filming really any video for you guys, but hauls especially. I love just kind of going over the books that I'm getting in, as well as giving some potential recommendations to new readers or any of you guys that are getting new into collecting. But of course, as always, comment down below. Let me know if you want to see overviews or reviews on any of the books that I've mentioned today or in previous hauls. I would absolutely love to do that for you guys. Do not shy away. You can recommend absolutely anything. And of course, if you'd like to join the Illuminati, hit that subscribe button and also hit that bell notification. That way you can be notified anytime I put out content, whether it be videos or shorts. And if you could also do me a solid, hit that thumbs up icon. It really helps the algorithm and helps the channel grow. And comment down below with any recommendations you guys have. I'm always looking for new material to read, and I won't shy away from absolutely anything. I'm open to any genre, any book. Just let me know down below. But other than that, just don't forget to stay nerdy, and thank you for watching.